Defense wins championships.
Yeah, I mean, but you still got to score points, right?
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
What's up, nerds? And welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. I'm your host, the man with absolutely no plan, the Chase with the face for radio, Chase Shurga. This week's episode is a very special episode because Mike Whedon makes his return after just a couple weeks, and we are also joined by the CSO of Draft Top, Pat. Now you ask, what is a Draft Top? Well, let me show you. For those of you that are just listening, you're going to have to hear my instructions, but the tool is in my hand. So Draft Top is also our newest sponsor, so this episode is brought to you by Draft Top. But this cool little tool, all you guys that like to booze in your garage or in your house or where the hell you like to booze, this is a cool little bar tool. And basically what it does is, so you have a 12-ounce can here, right? You see my little natty light here with my Draft Top koozie? Sure. So I take my little tool, my little Draft Top, stick it right on the top. Now prepare to be amazed. Give it a little squeeze, and then you go forward. Just give it a little turn, forward, back, forward, back. There you go. It's like a can opener for a can. So lo and behold, guess what I just did? And made a nice clean cut right off the top. So it makes a nice clean cut right off the top of your 12-ounce can. So you boozers like me that like to pour your beer right into a cup or a glass, if you will, this eliminates that problem. You can chug the hell out of this right out of the can. Who wants to drink out of that little hole on the top of a can when you can literally pop the top off, have this, and it's like your cup is right there. This is honestly the coolest tool ever. So we are actually going to be doing a little giveaway here. You can hear more about that at the end of the episode. But if you want your Draft Top, which, like I said, super cool. You just saw me use it. I use this thing every day, like religiously, no lie. But anyway, if you want to get your own Draft Top, you go to drafttop.com. Your boy's got a little promo code for you. I'll get you a nice little 10% off. So what you're going to do is you're going to type in the promo code 10%, like 10% dash garage boozing at checkout, and bam, you just saved 10% on your little Draft Top. You're welcome. But seriously, if you don't have a Draft Top, you need one now. But anyway, you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, crack open a cold one, and if you're really feeling fruity, take a shot. Why not? Because this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. Today I am joined by Mike Whedon, who was here 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes ago. And then we have Pat Perzo, I said it correctly, Pat Perzo, who is the CSO of Draft Top. Pat, tell me a little bit about Draft Top.
Yeah, so Draft Top is a bar tool, and what it does is it removes the entire top of your canned beverage, your beer can.
Do you want to do it for me?
And essentially what it's for is to open up the entire top of your beer so you get the aromas of the beverage, and it actually enhances the taste, making it taste like a draft beer.
You don't smell the aluminum, right?
Right, and you don't smell the aluminum, so you don't have the top crammed up against your nose.
Watch how easy it is. Ready? Watch this. You turn a little to the left, a little to the right, put a little girth into it. It's my strong hand. I got my right hand. My forearm there is the strongest. There you go. Take that.
Can I have my Draft Top back, please?
Yeah, you can have your Draft Top back. I'm sorry.
Here, I'll give you this one.
So, Pat, tell me a little bit about the Draft Top. How did the Draft Top get started?
So, originally, Armin came up, who is the creator. There's 4 partners altogether. Myself, then Armin Ferranti, then we got Sean Kelly. And those 2 are the co-founders of Draft Top. Armin's the creator. Then Alex Caracappa, who is the engineer who designed the this new version. And then myself,
the version that's on the market, right?
Yes. And then I came in 2019, and I do the sales and marketing. So I met Armin back in 2016, and that's where I originally found out about the tool. But so where Draft Top, how it was brought to life, Armin, when he was in college, his party trick was to use his teeth, and he would rip the entire top of a can open.
Does he still have those teeth?
He still got them. He actually has got really nice teeth. You wouldn't think he would, but
Jesus, my tooth
yeah.
would be broken.
I know. I don't think I could do it. And and so he did that for years in college. And so originally what became a party trick, he actually found he enjoyed drinking the beer from the can better and not really thinking about it at the time, but over time realizing the aromas and being able to drink more because the clugging isn't going on while you're drinking through a little hole. So years and years later, he was at a party, a family party, and he was opening a bottle of wine with a wine cutter. And so it's got that movement. And he started thinking about, well, what if I had a tool? And he went to work. Took about 3 years, just some part-time effort. And you'd be surprised. You look at this and you're like, man, this is like so simple. And Alex, who is a robotics engineer, it took him a year to design this new one. So that, as easy as it seems, there's a lot of technicality of it. There's a lot to it, a lot of precise measurements in order to make it work correctly. So it does things like not put aluminum shavings in the can, and so it doesn't leave the sharp
Dude,
edge.
people always say, "Oh, I'm going to cut my lip." I'm like, trust
Yeah.
me, you can fucking lick around this thing. You're not
Yeah.
going to get cut.
So there's like a lot of things that people don't think about, and so Armin, after 3 years, got a prototype version, and then he went to crowdfunding. So those who don't know what crowdfunding is, it's a platform where you can just put an idea out there. If Kickstarter approves it, then people will go on and they can back your product. So they will purchase a product ahead of time, and then after you raise the money, you can spend the money for manufacturing.
Before it's
fulfillment.
been designed.
Yeah, before it's been designed and anything. So you just have an idea. And you want to bring it to life. So rather, in the old way, you would have to go knocking on doors, asking people, asking your family for donations and this and that, back in the 80s.
And now the internet.
90s. Now you got the internet and the world's at your fingertip. Kickstarter has 50 million people subscribed to it.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
it's just people all over the world. And so you can go on there with your idea. And so rather than spending $100,000 to bring a product to life and then find out nobody wants it, nobody's going to buy it, you can do it ahead of time, make sure there's a market for it, and then you can bring it to life, and then you can go and...
So pretty much you're like, this is my idea, and then people are like, yo, that's sick. I want that.
Yep.
So do you have to have like a picture of the idea? Like,
Yeah, so it's pretty... it's basic, but you got to have
just the concept.
concept, photos, videos, a prototype really is what you need.
I mean, it's like
renderings.
bringing a business to life. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
have a plan.
Yep.
If you have a plan, people will back that plan, and when they back that plan,
Yeah. And the better the presentation looks, right? The more people that are going to back it, right? The more things you have on there, the more information.
right? You just
and
put
stuff like
a
that.
crayon-based drawing on a piece of paper.
Nobody's gonna
no
back
one's
it.
going to back it.
Right.
But if you have, like you did the crowdsourcing, you funded a little bit. You actually have an item in front of you, and you can say, "This is what I want to do," but I want to do it in a massive sense.
So when you guys went to Kickstarter, did you already have the product, or you're just like, this
He
is
had
what
he had a version of what they were looking to do. They
but
actually
you tweaked it to the better?
Yeah, they from the prototype idea that they had in 2015 when they went to Kickstarter, they actually changed up the model when they went to manufacture. They actually changed it up again. So what the other nice thing about crowdfunding is people are pretty open about how they feel about a product after they get it or the idea of a product or stuff. So you get to take a lot of information from backers. I mean, they're buying this also to help you grow as a company if
Sure.
you end up getting to that, right? So a lot of the ideas from the first version, the price point was a little much, right? And then internally, the margins, like how much it costs to make that product, right? Versus how much they're charging, right? Draft Top wasn't making a ton of money off that first version, right? So they sold that product for 2 years after crowdfunding, so 2016 to 2018. But wasn't making a whole lot of margin for growth, right? So they had to go back to the drawing board. That's when Alex came on in 2018, and he started working on the new version, right? And then through the other things, like it needs to be more user-friendly, needs this, needs that. So they took a whole bunch of things. But the main thing was So the campaign was, I think, 60 days long, and they made, with no marketing, they just put it on there, see what happens. They did 230,000 in sales in 60 days. Right.
That's incredible.
Right. 3,500 backers, right? First to life, first thing. No one's ever really seen anything like this. So they just kind of ran with that for a while they're in the think tank.
Now, you guys do have the design patent behind this, correct?
Yeah, so not a design patent.
Or the utility patent.
But we do have a utility patent, so which covers the uniqueness of the product, cutting the inside of...
It's very smooth cut, by the way. You're not going to cut your lip, trust me.
Yeah, and which is not easy to get. It took 5 years for that patent.
For the patent? Holy shit.
Yeah, so, and not an expensive venture too, especially... when you're just a startup, you just, so cash is coming out of your pocket for these type of things.
And protection in the long run, hopefully.
Yeah. And so then fast forward 2019, that's when I came on. They're looking for some help.
And how did you come aboard?
So I met Armin 2016, right after the crowdfunding was done. He had one of the products. He had the original version.
I wish I invented this thing, damn
And
it.
he showed it to me. Dude, I fell in love with it. So for 3 years, I was just a customer, and I would buy these things. I'd buy them from wholesale for the guys. I had another business at the time, and I'd give them to people and do stuff as like giveaways and promos. If I was doing vendor events, like everybody was just eating it up, right?
That's us.
So I just loved the thing, and through 3 years, Armin and I would see each other and talk, and we would talk about business, talk about Draft Top. So in 2019, he brought the idea of coming out with the new plastic injection molding version, get the price point better. And I just told him, I want to be a part of it, So came on, I invested in the company, and then came on as a partner to help out with the sales and marketing.
Because you were like, I don't want to just be an investor. I want to be I want to be a fucking partner.
Yeah, I want to be a part of this. So from April till December in 2019, I worked a pre-marketing campaign, going around talking to people, getting emails, showing people the tool, and just had a ton of fun with it. Yeah.
So when you were like getting emails and all that, how did that work? Like you were just like...
Yeah, so I mean...
You were grinding.
Yeah, we do a lot of camping, and down in Virginia, we're up by the water, a lot of festivals going on. So we just did a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? We travel a lot with my other business. So while I was working my other business, I would work this into the mix. And
your other business is?
It is, we are distributors for a health and wellness company, and a product called Laval Thrive. So we've been doing that. My girlfriend and I, Joanna, we've been doing that for 5 years. And when I got into this, she kind of took that business over.
And you put your focus more towards
my focus more towards this, right? So, but kind of like a tag team thing. We could do an event or do different things, and we could talk about both. You know what I mean?
Link them both together, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's weird that you could be in a health and wellness area and people are still drinking beer. You know what I mean?
Everyone's drinking beer.
Well, the thing
bro.
is, it doesn't necessarily have to be beer either.
No,
I mean you can drink Topless for soda.
Yeah.
Dude, I could take a Coca-Cola can and use the same tool.
Well, it was I'm telling you, it was beer.
It's supposed to be for beer.
The main focus here is beer.
But if you're talking health and wellness, we'd probably be talking about maybe like a non-alcoholic
No, it was
seltzer.
beer. That's what was funny. Like everyone's drinking beer and and mixed
and they're
drinks.
still in a health and wellness.
Yeah. But
For
healthy
sure.
people still like beer. You know.
No, but for real, like literally, I am so envious. I know what that word means. Envious of the fact that I didn't think of that, but I'm so happy that I know someone or like fucking a brand that did, because that is a useful tool. It really is.
Well, and when I met Armin for the first time and he showed me this, I mean that's what I saw. I was
Mind
like,
blown,
man,
right?
Yeah. How come I didn't think of this? Because I would literally.
Right.
So when I was in college, well, even high school, when I was dipping, and I would cram my thumb through the top of the can to make the hole bigger. So you had a spitter.
I still can't believe you did that. That's a fucking iron thumb right there.
And so I was like, man, it's like the first thing I thought, not just is it great for your beer, but great for the spitter, So
you're looking for something to spit in, and you're like, oh shit, all I have is this fucking soda can. I can't really spit through this small little hole. If I have this little tool, Draft Top, by the way, drafttop.com. Oh shit, now I have a spitter. Perfect. Dan's meat.
You
Perfect
are
tool.
available on Amazon too, correct?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's where I bought it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then I saw the knockoffs. Is that another thing we're gonna get into?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should talk about the knockoffs.
We
because
should talk about
as
the
I've
knockoffs.
been scrolling through Facebook, I see Draft Top, but I also see the knockoffs, and I always report them. And I always go into the comment section and I tell them this is where you can get your actual
Scam.
Well, you do a scam, but you also want to go in there and make sure that all the thousands of comments that have been on there, that they know that they're getting the wrong knockoff product.
Dude, I've actually read the reviews on the knockoffs on Amazon, and they're like, the thing's breaking off, this and that. So it's way cheaper. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you pay $15 for a knockoff, you're going to get a knockoff.
I
and
would
it's
much
gonna
rather
break.
pay $10 extra for the real thing because I know it's not gonna fucking break when I'm squeezing it and shit. Like, you know.
And you know it's American made, too.
Abs-
You're supporting an American-made
absolutely.
company. You're
Absolutely.
supporting...
And that was probably the biggest thing because we knew we could probably get this price point down. You know, we were kind of discussing whether the $24.99 price point was going to be a good price point, but we went with it anyways. And the main thing was whether we're going to stay in the U.S. or go, do this over in
China.
Right? So the main thing, just with the backers, the people we wanted supporting us, we wanted to be a USA made product. So we're 100% USA made. Even the parts, everything comes from the U.S. So we make sure of that. And so, yeah, it cost a little bit more for that, but I feel like
that helps.
well, it does in a lot of ways, right? I think the cult following, right? The people who are really backing the product, who love the product, love the idea, they're the ones who are going to be talking about Draft Top, right? But then you have the consumers where a lot of them, they don't care. They want the cheap thing. But what's nice is none of the knockoffs work. So when they get it, they complain about it, and then we're like, well, you need to come to drafttop.com.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
A lot of ways they're helping us. Yeah, so then, the knockoff story is kind of, it's funny. So we launched our website June 15th, and we went live. And another kind of explosive 5-10 days of orders. But then we got to the 4th of July weekend, and it was I think
A Saturday.
right?
It was a Saturday.
So it was like Wednesday or Thursday before 4th of July, and the knockoff ads started coming out. And we kind of got hit out of nowhere, and it was like crazy. So I'm going on social media, and I'm like, scam, like, talking
Go
shit
to
on other ads.
drafttop.com.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And what was really crazy was they didn't create any of their own content. They used all our content, all our videos, all our photos, right? So even in the photos, when they first started, they got a little bit smarter. But in the beginning...
Oh, it was all Draft Top.
Yeah, you'd see someone with a Draft Top shirt on.
You'd see
and
the
they're calling
logo.
Those ignorant fools.
It would be the logo. They'd be twisting it off, and they'd pull it up, and it'd have the Draft Top on top, and have the DT. It literally was your product.
Yeah, so
in their
people
commercial.
were...
That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
So people are... They spent so much money on digital ads. They had to have, because there was like...
Oh,
thousands.
thousands.
I mean,
Right.
There was one that had like 100,000, 200,000 views on an ad.
Oh, the comments were crazy
Yeah.
too. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of comments.
But the whole thing said Draft Top on their ad, like in the video, right? So it's like, so we had, you go through the Google Analytics and stuff. There were so many people searching Draft Top from the video. They weren't looking at the words that they posted. They were looking at the video. So
It did you a favor, kind of.
It kind of did, yeah.
So in 5 days on the 4th of July weekend, we did like 160,000 in sales, with zero ad spend.
Right. Yeah, but the good news about that is you've gotten to the point where you're so big that a different market, a larger country, wants to steal your idea and
It's
make
a
money off
terrible
it.
compliment.
But it won't win.
You know what I mean?
It is a terrible compliment.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're at the point right now where somebody wants to steal you.
Right. It just justifies.
That's actually kind of like a compliment.
Well, he
kinda.
said it's a terrible compliment.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a compliment. But
It's a
also-
compliment, but it's like a backhanded compliment.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's, but more than anything, it really, not that we didn't know that there was something to this, but it really like put a foundation down. Like, man,
We got something.
there's
Yeah.
really something to this.
Yeah.
So the process to take down an ad because of a copyright or something, I mean, it's
Not easy.
let's just say it takes 5 minutes to put the request in for it, right? But now you're doing it for 1,000 ads.
Yeah.
Right? Now how long is that? I mean, you're spending all your time on defense, and now you have no offense, right? So this
Defense
thing,
wins championships.
yeah, I mean, but you still got to score points, right? At the end of the
That's
day,
true.
you still got to
True,
score
true,
points,
true,
right?
true.
Ooh, that's
So-
a good one.
That was honestly, I always say defense wins championships, But that was a great rebuttal. You got to score points.
Yep.
You're right.
So there's like all these extra investments that you have to do when you're a USA company, trying to protect the borders of, where the biggest asset is, right, in the United States. So, not only are you investing in the multi-cavity mold to make the tool, right, which is like a crazy amount of money. Don't even want to get
There's
into
a
it.
lot that goes into this.
Well, there's a lot of jobs you're talking about now too.
And we have this manufacturer in Maryland who does the plastic molding, and then we have Missouri, I believe, is where the blades get made, and then they send the blades to the manufacturer in Maryland, and he puts it all together. So he and then we ship it to Georgia, where the fulfillment center is, and the fulfillment center, ships it all out.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Dude, it's a crazy process, and but it isn't just like, because a lot of people ask, like, why is it so much? And I don't even think it's.
I don't think it's that expensive at all.
I don't. $25.
$24.99, which
And it's on Amazon. Amazon Prime. You get
Amazon
free
Prime,
2-day
free.
shipping. I mean, you end up paying what, $27, and it gets shipped to your door. You have to worry about it.
Yep.
And I mean, the thing is, it's not going to break in your hand. No. It's not going to leave the shavings like
It's not cheap.
people are having issues with.
Right.
It's not cheap, as in the quality either.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, $25 to me. That's not expensive.
That's a 2 for $20 at Applebee's.
But we also, on our website and getting ready to go on Amazon, we're also offering a bundle pack. So if you buy 2 draft tops, you actually get them for $20 a piece. So it's $40 for a bundle pack. So if you get
That's
2,
huge.
right? So we're offering
That's
a
saving
discount
a
rate.
buck.
Yeah. So if someone's gonna buy one, what's crazy is a lot of people do, where they're like, well, I'm gonna get one for my buddy too, not just for me. So people buy 2 all the time, anyways. So rather than charge them $50 for 2, now it's $40. So it's like 20% off.
Sure.
If you buy 2, right? And the other nice thing, if you buy a draft top and something happens to it, it breaks or this or that, you email us, dude, we send you another one. No questions asked. We want to see the picture of it broken, but we send you another one. We don't have a problem with it. Thanks for supporting us. We're happy to do that. Any other USA made product that I've ever bought, it's the same way.
Same exact way.
It just happened a couple years ago. I got into pickleball. Have you guys ever heard of pickleball?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
We used to play in gym class all the time.
Dude,
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I love it. And I bought a paddle a couple years ago, or 2 years ago. It was like $120, right? And crazy expensive paddle. And then a couple months ago, started getting this little crease down it, and I was just dealing with it. And Joanna's like, well, I'm going to email them. I'm going to email them because it says USA made company. So she emailed them, and they asked for the picture. They sent me a brand new paddle.
Yeah.
They didn't even say, dude. And
No
that one I
question
went
asked.
online.
Using their product.
It was $170.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they sent me a better paddle.
They sent me a better.
And I'm like,
That's fine.
Keep that in.
But the good news
But-
is you can reference that. You can
Yeah.
say, hey, this company is no joke.
I always tell everyone, not is it USA made, but dude, I mean, these people back their product.
Yeah.
It's just you get good warranties from companies who make their product in the United States.
Right. The best thing you
Yeah.
can do is have word of mouth.
Yeah.
I know, I understand that it's difficult, especially in times like this where you can't hang out with people. But if you can tell somebody this is the best product I've ever had,
Yep.
they'll tell 2 people, and those 2 people.
What's
will
the
tell,
best product you ever had? Mine's a draft top, which this episode is brought to you by drafttop.com. Oh, this episode is also brought to you by Natural Light Beer and Draft Top.
When
Continue.
you combine the 2 of them, you have a naturally drafty, fantastic time.
Yeah.
That is actually very true.
I don't know if you guys heard the news from the other day. Did you guys hear the new announcement that we put out a couple
Well,
days ago?
I did see that.
Right. So did you?
Ooh, Mike's not a social media
Well,
guy.
no.
Oh wow!
yeah.
So we finally locked in a partnership with NASCAR. Yeah, the Draft Top 250 at
Yeah,
Martinsville.
I did see it. Thank you.
Which is, it's an Xfinity Series race, so they're not always nationally televised. They're usually like regionally televised at FS1 or whatever. But this one's going to be nationally televised Halloween night or Halloween 3 p.m. On NBC. So it's
And
kind
where's the location?
of Martinsville, which is in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, that's
So,
fucking huge.
the paperclip track, yeah,
Yep.
and one of the best tracks in,
It is.
in the series. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're excited about that. We just found out a couple days ago they're actually going to have fans in the stand. So we
No
get to go.
kidding.
Yeah, we get to go out there for
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, so.
And that's going to be huge too, because without fans, you don't have a huge audience of people there to witness the draft top experience.
Yeah, which I think is the most important thing, right? Because you see it and you're kind of like, I think that's where like, it's like, what? Why would you need that?
Yeah.
But anybody who I've ever cracked open a beer for and handed it to them and had tried, they're like, it's like life changing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it
It
is,
really
it
is.
is.
So let me ask you this: if I wanted some draft top merch, like that shirt you're wearing or
Yeah.
the hat you're wearing, is that available to the regular consumer?
Yeah, so we have a ton of merchandise available at drafttop.com.
This is fantastic, honestly.
No, I really appreciate you guys having me.
No, I appreciate you coming. Honestly, you have no idea how excited I was for this all day. I was like, I gotta leave work right at 5. I didn't leave till 5:15. I'm like, holy shit, I'm freaking out, sweating my whole drive home, and I still made it in time. But again, this episode was brought to you by drafttop.com. If you want to make it easy, you don't want to pour your beer into a red Solo cup. Well, red Solo cup, I'll fill you up. Forget about that, because you fucking take that draft top, you go a little to the left, a little to the right, boom. That, my friends, is science. It is science, correct?
There's science behind it. Yeah.
Chase doesn't know science though.
First of all, you didn't think I knew history, asshole.
No.
And then
I
I
knew-
fucking, I
listen.
took the history lesson, took your fucking little shiny ass beard, and mopped the garage floor with your fucking beard. Pat, honestly, you have one hell of a product. I am so happy to be behind that product, because that is a product I will use in everyday life.
Awesome.
That is one hell of a product, and I hope you guys take that shit to the moon. Regardless, enough said. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
Red Rocket, Spike. Red Rocket.
Ooh. I love the slogan, drink topless, by the way. I'm all for that. But what that means is like the top of the beer, not actually topless. But if you want to drink topless, send it. I'm all in. But anyway, I knew you guys were going to like that episode. It's so cool to hear how this thing even started. Again, I am a little jealous that I didn't think of it, but yo, I am so on board with the draft top, it's not even funny. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pat was awesome. What a homie. I love that guy to death. That's my dude. But anyway, I did tell you guys we were going to be doing a little giveaway. So you're going to see this episode launch on Thursday night. The giveaway is going to launch on Friday. And this is what you're going to win. You're going to win a nice little Drink Topless Draft Top koozie. And we got some stickers for you. Drink Topless, Draft Top sticker, and your own Draft Top. Yo, who doesn't like free shit? I love free shit. So if you want free shit, follow us on social media and learn how to win. The giveaway officially launches tomorrow, Friday, October 23rd. I know I say it every week, but I'm going to say it again. The number one way to support the brand, support the podcast, is buy some merch. www.garageboozing.net. Get your merch now. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever. We got it. And don't forget to follow us on all of your favorite social media accounts at Garage Boozing, as well as all of your favorite podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio. Wherever you listen, we're there. And of course, if you like to watch instead of listen, follow us on YouTube, the Garage Boozing Podcast. So thank you folks for joining me again on this Thirsty Thursday. The convenience of that draft top is just unreal. Drinking is just so much easier. But anyway, thank you for joining us again on this Thirsty Thursday, like I just said, but I'm going to say it again because I've been boozing. And nerds, I'll see you next Thursday.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing alcohol chugging and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net. Click the Be on the Show tab and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the boozement or be a loser. Don't miss your chance because we're taking this to the moon.